Let's understand what GitHub is. GitHub is online cloud-based platform where you can upload your code and have a backup of your code. Okay, let's imagine your laptop gets stolen, so you don't have access to your project. That's why you should always back up your project, and it should be on something like GitLab, GitHub, and etc. Why shouldn't we do it on Google Drive? I'll explain. GitHub have Git integrations and it is specifically made for coding purpose. Now we'll look at what GitHub can do. Mainly we are getting three features from GitHub, the cloud platform. Let's look at what those are. So first of all, if you have a folder on your local PC, you can upload it on the server like this. Now it is uploaded on the server. You have a backup of your folder. Now you can access it whenever you want. So what's the second point? What if you want to sync both the folders at the same time? What the sync update to? Let's have a like file named file1 and file2 in folder 1, and we have opened the same folder on server. What it will do, it will automatically sync file1 and file2 and upload it on the server. So now if you're uploading something on your local PC, it will get automatically updated to the server. Now what's the third point? It's the reverse sync. Let's suppose you have uploaded something on server. It will automatically get into your local PC, and that's the reverse sync. We'll be replicating these three features now using commands. Now we'll be linking our project with GitHub, and that's pretty simple. First of all, you'll need a GitHub account for online backup of your code over GitHub. Let's switch to GitHub now. I have already created an account. Over here you can click on plus icon, and on github.com/dashboard you can see there is a plus icon. Click on it, create a new repo, click on new repository, then add whichever name you want. I'll be adding as test. Let's create a repository. I'll be keeping it as public. Public means everyone on internet can see my repo and download the code, and if it's private, no one can have access of my code, and only if I give them permission or invite them, they can access the code. Let's create a repository now. So I have successfully created a repository. Now let's copy this link. Now this link will be helping us to link our local project with our GitHub, and let's see how to do that. Let's come back to the PPT again. Over here you can see there is a command named as git remote add origin, and then there is a link. The link you just copied right now, you have to put that link over here. So what it will do, it will create a connection between your project and the GitHub repo. Let's see how to do that. I'll be switching to terminal. Over here I have opened the terminal in VS Code. Now let's start with initializing the git, because in previous part we have deleted the git from our folder. Let's reinitialize it. Let's write git init, which will initialize empty repo in our folder in our project. Now let's connect the local repo with the online repo. How to do that? There is a command for that, which is git remote. Okay, remote refers to the remote repository which we have created on GitHub right now, and after that write add origin. Okay, origin over here is alias for the whole URL of our project, which is this one. And every time you don't want to put the whole URL, that's why we are using origin as alias. Let's initialize it. Now we have successfully created a connection between our local repo and online GitHub repo. So now let's move on to the next part. Let's understand the GitHub terminologies, which is push and pull. So what these are: pushing means uploading something on GitHub, and pulling means downloading something from GitHub. Let's see practically how to use it, and before that we have to authenticate our GitHub so that the GitHub will know that it's me who is trying to access or trying to make the changes in the code. For that we have to configure it using this command. I'll be switching back to the terminal to show you how to do that. I have switched back to the terminal in VS Code. Let's check the connection between our local repo and the GitHub repo. For that, we have to write git remote, and you can see the alias name is assigned to the remote repo, which is origin. If we write get remote dash v, get remote dash v means get remote verbose. Verbose means more info, and it will show more info about it, which is origin is alias, and the repo link which we have initialized. We'll do one thing. Now we'll remove the connection we have made between local repo and the GitHub if we have done it by mistake. Let's do that. Git remote remove origin. Now this will remove the connection between GitHub and your local repo. And now let's check have we successfully removed the connection. Now there is nothing in output of the terminal. That's what it tells, that there is no connection between the GitHub repo and your code. Let's again create the connection between both of them. Now okay, over here I have created the connection again using the get remote command, which I have told you earlier. Now let's do one thing. We'll push the first version of our code to the GitHub. For that, we have to do one thing. We have to write git push. Now we have to write origin, which is name of the remote repo, and the name of our branch. Okay, let's see what is the name of our branch. Let's first of all see git status. There is untracked files. First of all, we have to make first version because we have removed the git earlier. Let's do that. Git add. Now it have created a version. It have added the file for tracking. Let's commit a version. Let's commit version 1. We have already done it in part 1. Now if I write git log dash dash all dash dash graph, over here you can see there is only one version and the name of the branch is master over here. So we have to commit this master branch to the GitHub. Let's see how to do that. We have to write git push origin, which is name of our remote repo, and the name of the branch, which is master. So after I'm done with this, okay, now I have successfully pushed the code to our GitHub. I'll show my browser now. You can see in the browser that it is now showing up that we have successfully pushed our code to the repo. Over here you can see mean.py is appearing, which is from our local repository. All the files have been already added to this. Now this is how you push the version to GitHub. Now let's move on to the next part. We have pushed our code to the GitHub. Now we'll see the GitHub features. I'll head back to the GitHub website. Over here you can see there is information available about our code, the version 1, the time of commit. If I am clicking on commit, you can see there is only version 1 committed, and if I click on version 1, you can see the changes which have been made. Previously there was no version, so you can see it is showing a minus icon. Then we have written some code over here, and if I head back over here and again go to the commit, this is equivalent to using git log, and using this is equivalent to doing the checkout method in Git, and this gives you a better visualization than Git. So GitHub is specifically made for coders to have version control, and that's why I told you GitHub is better than using the G drive. Now let's move on to the next part. Over here you will be using amend in GitHub. It is quite different than using Git. Let's do that. We'll be amending it in version 1. I'll be switching to VS Code again. Over here I'll type git commit dash dash amend. and the version 1 will be updated now. I mean, I'll type the message as updated. What it will do, it will fix if you have done any error in version 1, and let's enter that. It have updated the version 1. Version spelling is wrong. It's okay. I'll do amend once again, and now I have corrected that. Okay, I'll do one more thing. After amend, I'll be pushing this code to GitHub. Let's see how to do that. First of all, let's do git log dash dash all and dash dash graph. Over here you can see there is a amended version which is over here, which is showing as head means the current version, and origin master means the version which is tracked by GitHub. Okay, so now if we do git push origin main, I mean master, what we are doing, pushing the origin. The origin is alias of our remote GitHub repo, and master is name of our branch. If I do that, you can see there is some fatal error which is showing the updates were rejected because the tip of the current branch is behind. For that, we have to do one more thing. Let me clear the terminal again. We are writing git push origin master. With along with that, write dash f. Dash f means it will forcefully push the origin master. After this, you can see it is successfully amended our version 1. I have corrected the version 1 to version 1 updated. So now let's move on to the next part. Now I'll be showing you how to download the code from GitHub. Click on the code block and then copy this URL, and now switch back to the terminal. I'll be using VS Code right now. I'll open a new folder. Let me open a new folder. I'll use this one, and let me delete each and everything from here. I have created a terminal over here. Let's open a new terminal again. And if I write git clone and paste the URL, you can see like there are folders being created, and the similar code which you have written in your local PC, then you have committed it and made versions of it and posted to the GitHub. Now it is available to anyone using git clone method. Now anyone in the world can use git clone and link to your repo, and now it will clone all the repo. It will download the code which you have written, and that's how you use git clone. And now over to Arka.
Yeah, there's the thing about the SSH part. Like, should I continue from here on?
Yes, you can share your screen.
Okay, before sharing the screen, there is the thing that since 2021, GitHub stopped giving access to private repos using username and password. So we have to use either SSH key or access token. Okay, the screen is visible now.
Yes, it is.
All right. Oh, by the way, about the Git part, there's one more interesting thing that I would like to show you guys. You know, Git is also maintained in GitHub, and in the earlier days, Linus, the person who created Git, it was his first commit. Initial version of Git, the information manager from hell. He also
Yeah.
defined Git in three different ways.
Mhm.
It's a random three-letter mispronunciation of Git. As a global information tracker when it's not giving an error. Or I got them. Anyway, should I share the link?
Yeah, you can share. So like,
Okay, let me share it. By the way, as Nimish mentioned already, it's the first commit from 21 years ago. The latest one is a few days ago. So, yeah, that's all for now. Let me show you the SSH and the personal key part.
So, like, what exactly SSH and personal token does? Like, can you explain?
Yeah, sure. Like, let me first create a repo. Just like I said earlier, from 2021, GitHub banned access to the private repos using username and password. To gain access to the private repos, you have to use a SSH key or a personal access token. The thing is, each time you do a pull or push request, it sends the password. Earlier, it would send the password along with the changes to GitHub, but that's an unsecure way of doing. Now, there is one more difference between a SSH key and the personal access token. The thing is, here, as you can see, when I made a private repo named demo, there are two options. One is a HTTP URL, another one is a SSH URL. The SSH
Mm-hmm.
URL is specified for the SSH key, and the HTTPS is for the personal access token.
Mm-hmm.
I will show you a demo using both. Okay, you have to go to the settings here. From the settings, you have to go to the developer options, or developer settings. From here, personal access token. These are the two types of tokens. The first one is still under review, but the fine grained tokens are repository specifics. But we'll use this one for a general purpose. Can give it a name. Just give it a demo name. You can set the expiration date. Just give it access to the repos and give it admin access as well. Now let's generate the token. This is the token generated. Now let me show you when we are going to clone this. I'm in this directory right now, the GitHub session, and since I'm using Linux, the paths might seem a little bit different, but the structure with the git commands will be the same. Now, if we do git clone, yeah, it asks for the username. This is the one, and the password. Now here, earlier you had to give your GitHub passwords, but since that's banned, you have to use the access token or PAT, personal access token. Now, as you can see in the demo repository is here. Let's go to the demo repository. Now let's open the Git. VS Code. From here, let's create a file and let's go with. Now you have learned the commands. Uh, Git status. You can see that there's the README file is not been added or stacked yet. Let's do the steps. The first command is generally init or initial command, but okay. Now one more thing, you can check the current branch. Okay. So as you can see, the current branch is main, or you can also see it from here, from the leftmost corner, if you have the extensions. But you can see it from here. It's main, so it's okay. Now we can do git push origin main. Now the thing about personal access token that we just made, each time you do a git push, you have to add your username and the password. As for the password, you have to put the personal access token, and it's been pushed. Refresh this page. Yeah, it's there. Now let me show you using SSH key. Well, the SSH key is would be an encrypted key. The command is pretty simple: SSH keygen. That's all. And here, as you can see, the file name, file path, where it will be saved. So, Nimesh, can you confirm it's readable, no?
Yeah, you can zoom in like a bit.
I'm not sure if I can zoom in. No, I can't.
Yeah, but it is readable. Like I can read it.
Okay. Uh, yeah, okay. About the path, keep it default. I already had an SSH key, so but okay, let's overwrite it. Enter a pass phrase. We can keep it empty. Now there are commands to copy the SSH key from here. You have to remember you have to copy the public key, that is .pop extension with, and there is also a secret key, and you should never share it. Okay, let's copy it. There are several options. The Xclip or PB copy, but for this purpose, let's keep it simple. I can just cat it, or in Windows, you can cat it in Mac too. But for Windows, you can go to this directory. For Windows, you have to go in drive C users, your username. Then there is a .sh folder. It will look something like this. Let's copy it. Okay, here go to settings. There is SSH and GPG keys. Add a SSH key. Pick the title. Okay, let's go to this one. Up, and here paste SSH key as it is. Then just add it. Now let's copy this. Let's clone it again using SSH key. Uh, I'll be removing the demo for now. Copying it again. Exactly. Git clone. As you can see, during this time, it wouldn't ask you about the username and the password repeatedly. It's a neat way. Now just cd into demo. Let's make little changes. Hello, INFIN-AI. You can check the git status. Add it. Git commit. Git push. What is it? It's updated as it is. Okay. That's all about SSH and personal access token. So,
Okay.
anyways, there was one question about the GitHub branches.
Hmm.
Should I explain that too? Like, it would be
Yes,
easier.
yes. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, sure then. Now, one of you guys asked about branches, right? Now, all we are doing right now is cloning the repo entirely from start. Now, what if we are to add it? Let me show you. What's the difference then? Okay, but remember, okay, here you can see that currently we are in the branch main when we clone it. Now, as you can see, I created a folder named demo, not a repo. And when I initialize git inside it, the default branch is set at master. Now, what happens when you are from master branch and you try to push to the main branch? It doesn't happen. It throws you error. Here you have to change the branch. Git from here, git branch dash aim. Uh, I missed an N. As you can see, the branch is changed from master to main. But in an ideal scenario, when you are working in a group projects, there is the main branch is always there, and additionally, we create a dev branch or any other branch as you might prefer, and we push the codes in that branch, and then we do a pull request to the main branch. Let me show you. Git we have to add that repo over here, so git remote at origin. Yep, now it's currently empty. Let's add a file, echo. All right, readme backup. Okay, it's an unstack change. Let me back up now. Let's do git checkout dash b because we are creating the branch from here on. If it is not created manually over here, you can create a branch from here and then add it. But if you are not creating a branch in the using the graphical interface, then you can just add the dash b flag. Let's call it div. Now from here on, you can see the this change from main to div. If we add from here, git. Let's go with this one. Git push origin. Origin is the remote branch, and then we are pushing it to the div branch. Okay, it's been pushed to the div branch. Let me show you if it is reflected over here. Yep, the div branch is now created. Now let me show you the error also. If we are to do git checkout and then omit v and do that too, then the error is path spec dev2 did not match any files known to git because we haven't created it in the graphical interface. Let's go to the code. Here you can see two branches out there, the dev branch and the main branch. From here you can have to do the pull request, and you have to do it from GitHub. There are no other ways currently. All right, from dev showing one. Okay, go to the dev branch, compare and do a pull request. Okay, can be added, but that was about the branching, the main branch and the dev branch.